What's up, everybody? Yesterday I made a video about how Andrew Colborn is suing Netflix and the filmmakers for the Making a Murderer documentary, about how he was portrayed in it, about how they accused him of planting evidence. The most recent news coverage I can find on the case comes from January 2020, so almost a year and a half ago. The headline is from postcrescent.com, and I will link the story in the description below so you can go have a read for yourself. But it states, Making a Murderer. Judge refuses to throw out Andrew Colborn's lawsuit against Netflix. A federal judge refused to dismiss a lawsuit brought by retired Manitowoc County Sheriff's Officer Lieutenant Andrew Colborn against Netflix and the filmmakers who created the docuseries Making a Murderer. Here's more into why he's suing them. The docuseries casts doubt on the motives of police investigating Halbach's death and left many viewers with the impression that Avery and Dassey were wrongly convicted. Colborn's lawsuit states that the docuseries defamed him and falsely led viewers to the conclusion that himself and other police planted evidence to frame Stephen Avery for Teresa Halbach's murder. Now, that is definitely the narrative that the Netflix docuseries takes. Netflix asked a judge to dismiss Colborn's lawsuit, at least with respect to Netflix claiming that he has not plausibly alleged that Netflix was negligent in distributing the docuseries. An attorney for Netflix argued that Colborn's allegations weren't specific to Netflix, but instead had been generally directed at all of the defendants. Colborn's attorney argued that the defendants collaborated to produce a docuseries that was misleading and deceptive and came close to destroying Colborn's life. There were plenty of warning signs for Netflix to take heed of, he said. U.S. District Judge Pamela Pepper declined to dismiss the lawsuits, citing arguments from a complaint proposed by Colborn's attorney that contains specific allegations against Netflix rather than against all of the defendants lumped together. So trying to look at it from both sides here, I can definitely see why Andrew Colborn is not a fan of the docuseries. It definitely does not portray him in a positive light. However, the filmmakers and Netflix must have known that these types of repercussions were a possibility with this type of documentary. So they both must have felt confident enough that they have the correct and proper information that if a lawsuit was to come, that they could win the lawsuit. They're not, in my opinion, they're not just going to go out and make up a bunch of stuff that Andrew Colborn and other police officers did, because that will absolutely open up them to all kinds of litigation. And if they can't prove the information they have is truthful, they are absolutely going to lose that lawsuit. So going into making this docuseries, they must be confident enough that all of the information they have is truthful enough to be put on Netflix, to be made into a documentary, to, in case they get sued, they feel like they could win. That's my opinion. I would like to know your opinion on the judge not throwing out this lawsuit against Netflix, nor the filmmakers, but it was just Netflix in this particular case that was trying to get the lawsuit thrown out in regards to them. So I don't know if this has any effect on a third season of Making a Murderer. I mean, they could do it and not include him, I suppose, but that would leave out a ton of very important and very specific information that happened over the years in this case. But I guess we'll see if season 3 of Making a Murderer ever does come out. We'll see if this lawsuit has any bearing on that or not. Thanks for watching, and I will see everybody again soon.